he was possessed. He was like a demon when he came into the gym.
In 2010, top-ranked promoter Bob Arum was planning on putting unbeaten Edwin Valero against his #1 fighter Manny Pacquiao for a big money fight.
Superpowers in both hands and can handle any lightweight in the world.
Valero was very special and could have been a great one had he lived.
El mundo dice que el mejor es Manny Pacquiao, entonces quiero a Manny Pacquiao.
If the world says that Manny Pacquiao is the best, I'll fight Manny Pacquiao.
Fight never happened because Valero has committed suicide while in jail in Venezuela.
Police in Venezuela say boxer Edwin Valero has killed himself in his jail cell.
Edwin desperately wanted to face Manny Pacquiao, as Valero saw the Filipino superstar as a symbol of what he himself could become if given the right opportunities, but the bout never happened.
A quien dice que es el mejor Manny Pacquiao de la
He wants to be considered the best, so he would have to fight Manny Pacquiao, who they claim to be the best.
Edwin Valero was 27-0, with 27 knockouts when he died. Valero had never been beaten, and with his crushing power and unorthodox fighting style, he would have been a big problem for Pacquiao to deal with.
Lo quiere medir Valero. Bien la derecha y la izquierda.
Both Pacquiao and Valero would have been the same height at 5 feet 6 inches, but unless Pacquiao came down in weight from 147, Valero would have been at a great disadvantage against Pacquiao.
140, yo puedo.
Yeah, at 140 I can hit just as hard and I can be just as fast.
With both men at that weight being seek and destroy sluggers, it would have been a war with whoever landed first with his best shot winning.
Yo pienso que Pacquiao.
Style Pacquiao is one of the great fighters, and he hasn't felt anybody's punch like mine. So fans want that fight, and we're ready to go.
We'll never know what Valero could have done with his boxing career, but it's interesting to speculate what would have happened if Valero.
He's the guy that I felt that hit the hardest of anybody harder than Pacquiao.
Edwin Valero began his professional career fighting mostly in Japan and Latin America.
He's a tremendous fighter, tremendous talent.
He was a Venezuelan fighter who competed from 2002 to 2010 and amassed an amazing 27-0 record, with all his victories by way of knockout. Valero obviously possessed phenomenal power and fought with a high degree of aggression.
Never seen a sparring session have to get stopped because somebody got hurt.
He was an undefeated former world champion in 2 weight classes, holding the WBA super featherweight title from 2006 to 2008 and the WBC lightweight title from 2009 to 2010. In 2010, he moved up to light welterweight, but died before he could fight for the title.
But if he had a better level of competition, maybe a couple more years, maybe working some defensive moves, and then it would have been interesting.
He set a new world record by winning his first 18 fights as a professional by first-round knockout.
Mira, lo que les quiero enseñar es lo que la gente.
What I want to show them is what the public loves to see, a knockout. I want to show them a fighter that's in great physical condition and who's a knockout fighter.
After keeping his knockout streak alive with a remarkable stoppage of Antonio DeMarco, Valero has reportedly expressed his intention to fight one of the best fighters ever, Manny Pacquiao.
Valero needs another marquee fight, a marquee fight, before it would be worthwhile for Pacquiao to fight him.
Pacquiao began his career at the astoundingly low weight of 106 pounds. Since then, Pacquiao has moved up 7 divisions and, incredibly, he had up.
He had everything. I was amazed at the speed and power together.
He is the only of boxing and has won 12 major world titles. At the lower weight classes, Pacquiao was incredibly fast, a little awkward, and a strong puncher. In his big fights against top competition, he was dominating, but he often wore down his top opponent. The point is, Pacquiao had more than It was the single most impressive knockout of his entire career given the stage and opponent.
I'm always trying my best in the ring, to give more impression to the people.
There can be no doubt that Pacquiao had power at any weight class. However, his single punch power seemed to increase as he moved up in weight.
Pacquiao.
Where he always possessed the power to stun and hurt his opponents, he subsequently seemed to develop the power to close the show with a single punch. Valero had just advanced into lightweight when he died, so they would make the fight at lightweight or super featherweight.
You sparred Valero? What was that like? He's the guy that I felt that hit the hardest of anybody, harder than Pacquiao, harder than any other guys that I spar with.
How much power Pac would have at 135 is difficult. Valero had fought his entire career at super featherweight except for last 3 at lightweight.
Another successful title defense.
Had a fight been made in 2010 at junior welterweight, Valero would be stepping up yet another weight class.
Do you feel you can be as powerful in the higher weight classes as you prove you are tonight in the lightweight division?
140, yo puedo...
Yeah, at 140 I can hit just as hard and I can be just as fast.
Edwin Valero faced far lesser competition than Pacquiao did.
Retreat, about 7 unanswered punches, and that's it, it's over.
Pac-Man faced at least 2 certain Hall of Famers, and Valero faced none. But Valero's competition was not bad, especially at the apex of his career at super featherweight. He took the super featherweight strap from champion Vicente Mascara and beat contender Antonio Patalia and a few more good fighters. Manny was really good at lighter weights, but crucially, he learned to box as he did so as a pro, and there is no question his prime came in 2009 to 2010 when he defeated De La Hoya. During his stint at super featherweight, he was seek and destroy. He threw punches from all angles, all the time.
Corner man is up on the apron. He's gonna step into the ring.
His skills were not as refined as they would become a few years later.
He is the pound-for-pound champion. He hasn't ducked anybody.
Edwin Valero was a fast, incredibly powerful southpaw who also sought to destroy.
He was very powerful. That's what it was.
He did not throw as many punches or from as many angles, but he hit harder.
His power was so natural that by throwing the first few shots, he would destroy the opponent.
Manny had amazing power for his size. Valero had more.
He had already dropped like 3 sparring partners and nobody wanted to spar him.
The size of the 2 fighters is close. Valero was a sturdy 5 feet 6 inches with a 69 reach. Manny was 5'5" with a 67-inch reach, so Valero had a 2-inch reach advantage. Valero's knockout record would suggest that he was a Wilder-type all-or-nothing KO artist, but unlike Wilder, Valero actually could box, even if no one would ever mistake him for Juan Manuel Marquez as a pugilist.
Unbelievable. He was just killing the gym. He started hitting the heavy bag for 1 round. He had thrown over 900 punches in 3 minutes.
The differences are that Valero could one-shot people more than Manny could, and Manny threw more punches.
Do you think Valero would beat Pacquiao?
He's more aggressive.
Tiraba más golpes.
He would throw more punches.
Y pegaba más fuerte.
He hit really hard.
Valero had never been beaten, and with his crushing power and unorthodox fighting style, he would have been a big problem for Pacquiao to deal with.
He'd hurt you with just landing punches in your arms, in the ribs.
Of course, tragedy overshadows everything in this tale, and sadly, on April 18, 2010, Valero's wife's body was discovered in a hotel.
Former lightweight boxing champion Edwin Valero has been arrested for allegedly killing his wife.
A day after being arrested, Valero was found hanging in his cell.
In Venezuela, say boxer Edwin Valero has killed himself in his jail cell.
A left-handed boxer known for his ferocious fighting style and exceptional punching power, Valero remains the only champion in the history of the WBC to win every fight in his career by knockout.
I just want a chance to fight Pacquiao, to show everybody that I can beat him.
We'll never know what Valero could have done with his boxing career, but it's interesting to speculate what would have happened if Valero and Pacquiao had met in the ring.